Hi Cancer, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. I will say, remember they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I'm going to give these a shuffle. But before we get into your key to the week, I just want to say, if you would like to get your personal reading with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. And if you are a continued subby, you know Rafi loves you. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share. And if you should so choose and it resonates, hit the subscribe button. So for this week, my dear Cancerians, my lunar brothers and sisters, you have the Magician, right? So you are powerful this week. No, not that you're not every week, but you know what I mean? Like this week, the power really is with you. You have the ability and the power to shape or make or break anything in all of these different sectors of life that you desire. Look at that. We match, right? This magician is wearing purple. Interestingly enough, when it comes to the Magician as well, this card, it does also suggest that in some area of your life, potentially all of the ones that I'm about to talk about, you could be experiencing a level up of some sort. Now, this is in difference to, like, the World card would be like the process of the level up, right? It's where you reach the end of a previous level and you're ready to go to the new one. Whereas the Magician card sees you reaching the height or the peak experience of something. So in all of these different sectors this week, you are effectively going to feel like, you know what, I feel like I've arrived in some way. So I love this for you. Remember, this is a powerful card of communication as well. So this week, you want to be using your words as the spells that they are, right? You want to make sure that you're speaking life and happiness and joy and abundance and creativity into your world rather than all of the other shit that the world tries to give us anyway, right? So for your communications and conversations, this is all, for your actions and options, this is all about your work. So in some way, shape or form, there's potentially a big level up here when it comes to your work. You could be gaining or seeing some result where you're in the top spot. Now, I am going to say the Eight of Pentacles is work. So it's likely that this is going to be a, what's the word that I'm looking for? So it's likely that this is going to be a week that really is, you know, quite hard work, but it's absolutely going to pay off. Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, this could be new work. It could be as well, if you're going for a position or if you're going for a job, etc., I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you are offered the job above this. Like, if you hear the words "you're overqualified" this week, right? For those of you that are interviewing, going off at different jobs, etc., if you hear the words "you're overqualified for this job," ask flat out. Okay, so are there any positions available at, you know, the level that I am qualified in? Right? You don't ask, you don't get. What's the worst thing that they can say to you is no. Is that the first or the last time you're going to hear that in your life? No, exactly. Right? So for your the other thing with this as well, for a lot of you, the options or the opportunities that show up for you are to hone your craft or your skills in some way, shape or form. Take it, all right? For your communications and conversations, you've got the Six of Cups. I wouldn't be surprised if you're looking for work, if you're seeking work, if you're wanting to study, all of that good stuff, this is a past connection. A past connection, the Six of Cups, through your work, Eight of Pentacles, right? There is a chance here that you could be reconnecting with somebody that you worked with before, somebody that you studied with, maybe somebody that you studied under. You know, all of these are absolutely possible. The Six of Cups is a nostalgia card, right? It tends to bring things and people back from the past, usually like our deep past though. So in terms of the communications, it's like there's a lot of potentially not even just sibling rivalry in the air, but like sibling camaraderie in the air. And I really like this, especially within your work sector, because it looks like a lot of the opportunities that show up for you this week are through people that you know. Hey, listen, right? A little nepotism never hurt anybody. When the world runs on it, okay, that's when we've got a problem. Now, That being said, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, you could be contacted or called up or called back by somebody that you studied with or under previously. You could be maybe reconnecting for some of you with people that you studied with once upon a time. If this is, if that's not the case and you're sort of still in your studies, that Six of Cups does suggest that you're getting a chance to build those kinds of connections that are going to be around for a long time to come. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, there's a top spot here up for grabs. And for some of you, this might even be a position or an opportunity that you've turned down previously. If you get a second shot at the apple, maybe you've already had this conversation with yourself. This would be that week. So if it's something that you want or that you think, yeah, actually, I'd like to go after that, this is your moment. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is old clients, old clientele, old businesses or connections of sorts that you have worked with previously that are coming back into the fold. Because you've got the Magician card here, I would say, if this is the case, don't give them the old rates, right? Like, your expertise, knowledge level now has gone up. And so if they want to work with you, if they want to interact with your business, they have to pay the price for it. When it comes to those of you that are retired and no longer working, I actually really like this for reconnections with people that you worked with before you were retired. Maybe there's, for some of you as well, there could be a retirement party that is thrown this week where you're connecting with somebody who is now retired, right? Maybe you retired early. Maybe they've kind of just got to it, but you're like, yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead. There are reconnections here, and I would say to you, be open to them. For your love and relations, you've got the Knight of Swords. So this is an interesting card to have. And I will say, if you, I will say to you, if you're having I got all the way through the first three signs of the zodiac, nothing, and now this. If you haven't seen it, the Clearing Cohort video is up and out there for your viewing pleasure, so check that out. This month's Clearing Cohort is all about love, relationship, partnership. So if you want to be a part of that, and if you think you want to work on your energetic stuff when it comes to love and relationships, then this one is for you. For those of you that are single, interestingly enough, right, the Knight of Swords is fast, potentially aggressive communication, but with that Six of Cups here, there's a reconnection to somebody, if you're single, that maybe you are the one that got away for them, or maybe they are the one that got away for you. Either which way, there is a lot of banter here. There's potentially a lot of laughter. I will say that your working schedules don't seem to be compatible. So that is something that you do need to consider moving forward. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this will be the final settling of a conversation that has been a recurring issue or theme for some time. But that Knight of Swords sees it changing. And I think a big part of this conversation is going to be about the living situation. Where you live, can you move? More importantly, will you move? Do you want to move? As a Cancerian, home is very important to you, and you tend to form very deep attachments to the home, to the, as in like the literal dwelling and the community around you. So there's a big conversation to have. For your money and materials, you've got the Six of Cups. There is breakthrough energy in this when it comes to your money, right? You've got this with the Magician card. So this I actually think is work or efforts that you've already put in that start to pay out now. It's almost like, and maybe a part of this, issue or argument with a significant other about the living situation is, it's just started to get good. We've just started to get settled. The kids are starting to just be really happy where we are. Maybe the house is finally starting to appreciate in value. Whatever the case might be, you're not up for the move. I don't think you are anyway. That Six of Wands, though, when it comes to your money, this is results from efforts that you've already sown. And with that Magician card, it's like a top spot of some kind. Now, what do we see here? Two sixes. Two sixes represents balance or irritability. In the relationship, I think it's potentially a little bit of irritability, but in terms of all of the other areas of life, it's like you're finally finding that balance and that even keel. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, the Six of Wands tends to show up as the back, usually like the mid back in particular. And this with the Magician card, I would say that maybe for some of you, you're going to acupuncture this week, and it's also possible for a select few of you that you might be going to have your mid back adjusted in some way. And then finally, when it comes to your, obviously I'm not a doctor or a medical professional in any way, shape or form, when it comes to your home and environment, the Six of Wands, there's celebrations at home, right? There's reasons to celebrate, whether you're single, whether you're partnered. There is celebrations at home, and there is you ecstatically happy about something. It's like, finally I see this result, finally see I can see the other side, or the light at the end of the tunnel. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. And remember, if you want to get your personal session with me, you can do so on the link in the description box below. With that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.